hometown harvest and hometown harvest. Why is that so hard for me to say? Hometown. Hi friends, Christine McKinley here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to go over the biggest differences between Oviedo and Winter Springs. If you're torn between Oviedo and Winter Springs, welcome to the struggle of literally every family that is considering a move to North Orlando. Today, I'm going to break down the real differences between schools, housing, town centers, events, energy of both cities so that you don't waste your time guessing. Now, if you're thinking about making a move to these areas and you need a little bit of guidance, you already know everything that I'm about to talk about, and you're ready to start looking at homes, feel free to contact me here. I've been in Oviedo for over 20 years. I've gone to all the public school systems, and I know these areas like the back of my hand. And I love these areas so much. They both have so much to offer, and they are pretty different, and I love to help people move here. All right, so let's get started with a basic overview. Oviedo and Winter Springs are both about 25 to 35 minutes from downtown Orlando. We have a major highway system called the 417 that really has an exit right in the middle of Oviedo and right in the middle of Winter Springs. So getting around town is pretty easy from both locations. Oviedo, I would just say generally is busier, there's more retail, it has a higher energy, it's a little bit newer, more new construction. And Winter Springs is a little quieter, it has more nature, maybe some more parks, it's slower, has a very good energy, older homes, bigger lots, and just an overall slower pace. Compared to other parts of Orlando, they both are higher price point as far as cost of living, but definitely less expensive than other places like Winter Park or parts of downtown Orlando or Maitland. Think of them like siblings. Oviedo is that type A overachiever, and Winter Springs is type B, the chill golden retriever. So they both have their own kind of downtown areas. Oviedo's is called Oviedo on the Park. It is newer, it's vibrant, it's walkable. They have a really cool new like food factory, lots of new restaurants, lots of monthly events. They have a splash pad, they have a dog park, they have a little lake, an amphitheater. So this is really a walkable, community-centered cultural hub, if you will, in Oviedo. And it really feels like a social hub for families. And Winter Springs downtown is called the Winter Springs Town Center. It's smaller, it's kind of quieter, a little bit more spread out. They have a Publix, they have other restaurants, and they have a fitness studio. And actually now they have a new gym. It's not really walkable per se unless you live immediately around it, but it is a part of the golf cart friendly area. So that is something different than Oviedo on the Park and super fun for residents. These areas like Oviedo on the Park host really, really cool monthly events, things throughout the year like Bark and Brew, Mardi Gras, Winterfest, food trucks, live concerts, and movies in the park. The amphitheater at Oviedo on the Park also hosts these comedians. I think they come every 6 months. Hilarious, absolutely hilarious. But Winter Springs Town Center does not have this energy to it. Winter Springs is more community oriented, more family oriented with things like the holiday parade. They have a huge Easter event, hometown harvest, and the celebration of freedom. If you want to run into everyone you know on a Friday night, go to Oviedo. If you want to run into your neighbors walking their dog, go to Winter Springs. Now let's talk about schools. Oviedo and Winter Springs both have fantastic public schools because they are part of Seminole County. And Seminole County is known for its public schools. If you are trying to get some insight on schools in Orlando, Seminole County Public Schools has definitely popped up on your radar. Oviedo has several A-rated schools. And when I think about Oviedo schools, I think of sports, larger campuses, and very competitive extracurriculars. Winter Springs definitely has fantastic public schools as well. It's more A and B rated, slightly smaller and more neighborhood integrated schools. Either is a absolutely fantastic choice. I would say Oviedo also has more private school options. The two biggest private schools are St. Luke's Lutheran School and the Masters Academy, which are both in Oviedo and actually pretty close together now that I'm thinking about it. Winter Springs has the Geneva School, which is technically part of Castleberry, but a lot of Winter Springs people send their kids there because it's very close by. So again, probably equal on the schools. If you're interested in a deeper dive on the Oviedo public school system, I just interviewed Mindy Ross, who is the Carillon Elementary Teacher of the Year for 2025. It's a 2-part video that I have on my YouTube channel, and I learned so much about the Oviedo public school system. All good things, of course. All right, so let's talk about housing now. Oviedo has newer communities, plenty of townhomes, lots of master planned communities, more gated neighborhoods, more newer builds, more cul-de-sacs. It feels a little bit more new and polished. You're also going to have smaller lots because newer build constructions typically have smaller lots, and a little bit higher price point than Winter Springs, but not by much. Winter Springs, I think of less cookie cutter neighborhoods, bigger lots, 1/3 of an acre and up, mature trees, mature landscaping throughout, and popular for people that want to be close, but not too close. Winter Springs, you're going to have a lot more options for no HOA. And again, just because a lot of Oviedo is newer build communities, you're definitely going to have an HOA. Winter Springs, your homes are probably going to be built closer to the 80s and the 90s, whereas in Oviedo, you're getting late 90s, early 2000s to all the way up to 2018. New construction single family home is limited, but there are a ton of townhome communities on the market, even currently, 2-story and 3-story options. And again, I would not consider Winter Springs walkable, although if you want to go on a walk for exercise, Winter Springs is going to be your best bet. Whereas Oviedo is walkable as far as convenience, getting to Oviedo on the Park. A lot of these neighborhoods right around Oviedo on the Park have like secret entrances to Oviedo on the Park. And let's talk about something that's kind of gone viral about Oviedo and Winter Springs. Really, Oviedo more so is the traffic. Because so much of Oviedo is newer, there is a section that you do kind of have a little bit of a bottlenose effect, and they're unable to open and widen those roads, but it's really not that bad. I drive there all the time. It's really not that bad. I think that people complain about it because it's still kind of new to Oviedo within the last 5 years that we even have a little bit of traffic. But Winter Springs, since it's more established, there's not as many new construction neighborhoods, the traffic is very, very limited. One big pull that Winter Springs does have, if you're looking for like outdoor parks, recreation, is the Central Winds Park. Central Winds has everything you could ever want. And recently it's insanely popular because they just came out with this huge new pickleball facility, and it is beautiful. It is brand new courts. I don't even know how many there are, but I think it's like 20. That butts up right to one of the best dog parks, where there's a little park for your little dogs and a big park for the big dogs, a huge soccer field, multiple baseball and softball fields, basketball courts, picnic tables. It has absolutely everything you could ever want. And again, that's a part of the golf cart area too. So it just looks so fun for families pulling up on their golf cart after school, playing outside. Whereas Oviedo has something kind of similar but older and smaller called Riverside Park. And I would say it does not compare. One thing Oviedo does have, though, is really, really great trails. The Florida Trail, the Black Hammock Trail, and then a lot of people walk around Oviedo on the Park. As far as crime and safety, you will want to do your own research on this, because as a realtor, I'm really not allowed to touch on this. But I will say that both cities are known to be very family friendly and very safe. So which city is best for you? That's going to be your decision. However, I will say it does not have to be the biggest decision that you have to make, because they're about 10 minutes from each other, okay? So if you're comparing these two areas, I help people move in and out of these areas every single week. Drop a comment with your questions or feel free to reach out. I'll help you narrow it down very fast. Bye.